Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight something special, something strange. I didn't even know that they exist, and of course I'm talking about Glen Scotia Peated whiskey. Now I found this online at the Try It Before You Buy It store here in Belgium, and I was quite intrigued. I actually didn't realize when I bought this sample that it is a peated whiskey. And when the box of samples arrived, I see that they have handwritten the word peated next to the sample. So I was quite intrigued. It's going to be the first time that I'm delving in a Glen Scotia that is peated, so quite excited about it. Bottled at 54% ABV, and and it is for the Belgium market. It on the bottle it says for the Belgium friends. So quite looking forward to this one. I am a big Glen Scotia fan, and of course we've talked about Glen Scotia quite often already. For me, one of the nicest ones was the Victoriana. Of course, it's not everybody's cup of tea. So not a lot of information on it, but for me, of course, it's all about the nosing and the tasting. I did pour it maybe 20 minutes ago, just to give it a little bit of time to breathe and to get a little bit of oxygen in it and to release some of the aromas. So the Glen Scotia Peated, 54% ABV, natural color, of course, non-chill filtered, the way that we love our whiskey. So on the nose, oh my word. Now, I am not that big of a peat fan, but I do like some type of peat, as long as it's not that phenolic TCP Band-Aid, all of those roughness. I am not really a fan of it. I have a big nose, I have a sensitive nose, but this one, it's just lovely. It's for me like a little bit of a peat meet a chocolate cake. It's really nice. That smoky is a little bit like an ashy smoke, like a fire that died yesterday, and that ashy smell that comes out. Oh my word, it's just really nice. It is a strangeness to it. It's something that I'm not used to, notes that come out. There's a little bit of an unfamiliarity. But then again, if you give it a little bit of time in the glass and a little bit of time for your nose to get used to that little bit of a peat coming out, there's a little bit of a butterscotch notes appearing. It does need a little bit waking up. Just give it a little bit of a twirl, and then it intensifies that sweet, lovely, smoky notes that comes out. And that peat sometimes completely disappears, and you wonder, am I smelling peat or am I imagining it? With that 54% ABV, you definitely get that. If it settles down like a 10 seconds, it does mellow out completely. But if you wake up this little beast, it shocks you. You can definitely get that youthful note. You get a little bit of that ethanol note coming through, but it is, even at that high ABV, it's not really that intense. It's like I cannot stop sniffing this thing. Stiff upper lip, I cannot stop nosing this one. It is really nice. There's a little bit of a strawberry jam coming through as well. A little bit of a honey, a little bit of a vanilla note. But it is a beast. Definitely there's a little cooling effect, a little minty effect from the high ABV. So quite nice. Now I'm going to try it without water and maybe just add a little bit of water because it is quite high. So remember, at 54% ABV, take a small sip, otherwise it's not going to be enjoyable. So on the taste, cheers. Wow, it's super sweet. Even the peat, I didn't get that. The first taste was definitely not peat, but really, really super sweet. And then a couple of seconds, it just evaporates in your mouth, high ABV, and then you are left with the sweetness with a hint of a peat behind it. But it is strong. It really, I think I took a little bit too big of that sip. It does take your breath away a little bit, but the sweetness is there. It leaves your mouth a little bit dry with that high alcohol. It just cleans up the mouth completely. And I'm left with a sweet, sweet, sweet. And right at the back here, at the back of the throat, I get a little bit of a buttery note coming through, that little bit of a tannin. And I think it's going to be, well, it's necessary to have that little bit of a tannin on this one, because it is quite a sweet whiskey. So you get that sweet, it's quite hot from the alcohol. It's a bold flavors. It's a dark fruity flavors that comes out on this one. Don't know what is the maturation color-wise. I'm not 100% sure, but it feels that could be a little bit of a sherry influence in it. But I'm not sure on that. There's this one. For me, it's a little bit difficult to describe. I think it is just a combination of the sweetness and that combination of that smokiness. And I must say, this is one of the nicest smoky whiskies that I've tried in a long time. And I know I keep on saying that, but there's so many whiskies out there, and it's my prerogative to change my mind seems like once a week I do find something that is really nice on the nose. Oh, it is really, and I get a little bit of a honey note now, like a dark honey note on the nose as well. Just one more try. Wow, this is really going to be a dangerous one. I think it's something that normally I would not add water to it. This one, I think this is at least an hour's worth of drinking. It is it's sweet, and when it just shocks you with that alcohol. But definitely, let's, for the sake of the argument, add a little bit of water to see what I can get out of it. Now, I did bring my little dropper. This is a 1 milliliter dropper. So I think it's a good idea to do a full 1 milliliter in a glass. I think drops at a time here is definitely not going to work. So 1 milliliter of water, and give it a little bit of a shaky. Now immediately the sweetness elevated, a little bit less on the peat. Now you do get used to a peat quite fast, so that can also be why there's less peat for me on the nose. Oh, but it's a little raisiny notes coming out. That little chocolate note is coming out. That little chocolate cake note coming out. It is absolutely more vanilla as well. Wow, that little bit of water did really wonders to it. On the taste, a little bit more oily on the taste, a little bit sweet on the taste. It feels like there's a little bit more of the tannins there, a little bit more of a bitter note coming out, but I think it is just perfect because you need to tone down that lovely sweetness as well. I think I'm just going to add a little bit more water. It's another 1 milliliter of water. So I just added 2 milliliters of water, so not a lot. I think it's about 25 mils of whiskey. Oh, on the nose, it's just perfect for me. On the taste, I'm sure it can handle a little bit more water, but I think this is the perfect level for me. Perfect sweetness. That smoke almost gone. There's a little bit of a dusty note coming through. And that lovely sweetness. And I keep on saying it's sweet, but it is bloody sweet. Let me try again. Cheers. Dangerous one. This is one definitely I'm going to have to be quick and get the full bottle. Now it's still available online at my try it before you buy store. This is not an advertisement. Please, they don't sponsor me on any way. I just love the store. I love the fact that I can at least go online, buy a sample before I commit to spending quite a lot of money to buy a big bottle. And of course, on that note as well, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and give your opinion. Have you tried this one? Is it something that you would like to try as well? Well, you're going to have to go online and find it at the Belgium online store. This is for the Belgium market. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and share and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.